Stimulating conversation and intellectual discourse that empowers, enlightens, and informs. Follow the leader at KBLA 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Keep following the leader.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
You ready?
It's the queen of royal badness.
It's time for the Raw Report with Robin Ayers. Highlighting people and things you should know about. Robin's got you covered. Follow Robin at Robin Ayers. You're listening to the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580. Robin's got a lot to talk about.
You are inside the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580, where we bring you the latest in entertainment news, trending topics, and interviews. I am your host, Robin Ayers, and I'm with you all Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. on your drive home. It's a little bad out there. Yeah, if you're driving right now in Los Angeles, California, it was bad for me. Maybe not bad for everybody else. I received that. Well, listen, I hope that you have had yourself a lovely Wednesday. It is Friday Junior. Wow. Okay, there we go. There it is. Friday Junior, y'all. I know we've been waiting for it. We are halfway there. I hope you guys have enjoyed your day. For me, though, I can't even lie. It was one of the longest days I've had in a long time. A great day, nonetheless. It's always a blessed day. It's always blessed. Let me say that to you. It's always a blessed day, but it was a long day, for sure. And so I'm happy to be back here inside of the Raw Report with the Raw Squad. I see you guys joining in on our YouTube. By the way, if you are listening on our app, if you're driving in LA or listening on Los Angeles radio, feel free at some point to join in on our YouTube. It is always so much fun. And I know that we're building over there. I keep seeing newer names. And you could always, if you don't want to call in to chime in on our conversations, you can use our open mic feature, which is on our app, our KBLA 1580 app. It's right there at the bottom. You can leave a message for whomever you'd like, or you can just give your input on whatever we're talking about at the moment. So feel free to use that. I want to go ahead and get into a couple of these updates because so much is going on. And I'm actually happy. It seems as though, I told you guys this before, entertainment is mixing a lot right now with politics. The two are intertwining, but things are separate at the moment. There's a lot of things going on separately in entertainment. I'm actually happy to report that Freddie Trone is someone who was just, he's been found guilty on all counts in the murder of P&B Rock. I don't know if you guys remember, we talked about this on this station here when P&B Rock, he's a rapper who's from Philly. He came to LA. He was eating here at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, and he was with his girlfriend. Someone came into Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. Andy, was that the one in Inglewood? It was LA.
The one on the east side.
On the east side.
The east side of Los Angeles, a not too glamorous area of Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm. So he was with his girlfriend. He had on a bunch of jewelry, and someone came in and they shot him right there inside of Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. It was horrible. The video was out there. Anyway, 2 men have now been convicted on all counts of murder for his death. I remember when that happened, it felt very similar to how we felt when we learned about Nipsey Hussle, kind of like that. There had been other people, Pop Smoke. I remember that feeling. It was kind of a similar thing. So I'm really, really happy to report that the 2 of them have been found guilty. So happy to say that. Rapper Nelly, man, what's up with these people? He got a baby on the way. What's up, Nelly? Nelly was arrested in St. Louis, in his hometown, for ecstasy possession and lack of insurance. What? Okay, maybe he was driving and he had lack of insurance, but he was was arrested for ecstasy possession. Now, okay, but it's like, I don't know. This is what I battled with. And I'm getting ready to go into this phase in my life. This is why I'm questioning it. As you get older, are you supposed to be more responsible with the things you do? Like, think wisely, think a little bit harder before you make certain decisions. Or as you grow older, your kids are, living more independently and off on their own. Are you supposed to be more free and have a good time and live it up? Which one is the case? I don't know. I mean, Andy, what do you think?
I think kind of like what we were talking about yesterday. I think maybe there's just a hint of entitlement there, considering his celebrity status.
Okay.
He feels that he can maneuver through life and maybe get away with certain things.
This keeps coming up. I was actually having that conversation about entitlement with my daughter today. Entitlement, as well as fans of people, celebrities and those people who we deem entitled, fans of those people who still support and still give them a way out when they do wrong. We were having that conversation, so it's interesting that this is a continuous thread. In other news, though, A Different World, my show right there, a sequel series is in the works, you guys. A Different World sequel. That is a world that I would love to entertain. I would love to see something like that. Now, I know a lot of people say, leave the classics alone. Let us watch it and feel the nostalgia. Let us just, live in those times. But I don't know. If you do it right, I feel like if you do it right, go ahead, live it up and bring something, entertaining to, to the viewers, to the watchers. I feel like something like that could be really nice to watch. Andy?
Did they specify whether it's going to be a comedy or a drama or anything like that?
Not to my knowledge, but yeah, right now
I'll say this.
I feel like I'd be interested however it came to us.
This is what I think. If I was a director, considering what A Different World represented, right? Because I always think about college.
Yeah.
Right? I don't think college is being promoted the way it is now as it was back then.
Okay.
But I think if you have, let's say you have a Chris Brown as one of the actors. I don't know. I'm thinking about influence. I think he would, capture the youth and be like, oh, Chris Brown went to college. Like, I didn't think about college because until Chris Brown. You know what I'm saying? So
you're right. I mean, because something that Will Smith did when he was the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and he went off to school, he went to college, and people, I think, maybe felt like, wow, okay, so Will Smith, portraying a character who's going to college, that could be kind of interesting. But I do feel like there is this dance that has to happen where if you're portraying someone, like they did a fantastic job with the casting on Fresh Prince, the Bel-Air show. Great casting, because it is that dance where you're like looking at this person who, say Chris Brown as an example, he can be talented and he's got to really bring it talent wise, but he also has to match the character to the T for you to feel like he's doing that character justice. We'll see. We don't know much about it right now, but we're definitely going to keep our eye on that because that definitely excites me there. Also, The Game, he confirms that he's expecting a child. He's 44 years old. He's having a child with a reality star / entrepreneur's daughter. And people, I don't know why they made that a big deal. Maybe it's just that, it's Evelyn Lozada's daughter. I don't know. Or it's just his youngest daughter, by the way, is my kid's age. So now he's getting ready to have another child at the age of 44. Not sure why that's a big deal, but hey, congratulations to him. Let him live, let him live. I do have a question for the day for you guys. Another actor, Woody the Great. His actual name is Woody McClain. He's making, listen, I feel you, Woody. Okay, I feel you. He says breakfast time at all these different fast food restaurants should not be over until noon. Breakfast should not be over until noon. That's a fact. Why do you go to places and and they start shutting it down at 10:30? What's up, Chick-fil-A? What's up? I don't go to many other places, but Chick-fil-A, that's a big one right there. I don't know. I don't understand. So I want to know from you guys. I'm going to be asking this question. Should they extend breakfast time everywhere till noon? I think that's a given. Come on.
Shout out to Jack in the Crack.
You know what? Shout out to Jack. I'm not going to call him that. Shout out to Jack in the Box.
24/7, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, they hold it down. They hold it down. I will ask you guys that, but let's go ahead and get into the Raw Report. Andy?
Now it's time for a breakdown.
Woo! The Fugees. What's up, Lauryn Hill? What's up, Lauryn Hill? They say that, the show started and the show closed just like that, just a few days before a tour was supposed to happen. The Fugees have now canceled their tour, and people are automatically blaming Lauryn Hill. She has spoken out. We'll talk about it. And you know what this means, because the Fugees, they are I don't even know if you would consider them iconic. They're in the conversation of, major figures in the music industry. That's a fact, especially when you take them individually and what they've done. We'll talk about the individuals, who they are, what they're into, what's going on with them, why they even, was it a good idea for them to even come back together, especially with so much negative press that was already against two of the members, being Lauryn Hill and Pras. We'll talk about that. We're also going to talk about the fact that Kanye is back on social media, and he sat down for a conversation with the Candace Owens. But it's not about her today. It's about him and what he admitted to. He actually admitted that he was drinking a little something during one of his rants. We'll talk about that. Of course, we'll even see if we could get around to this LL Cool J conversation. On the other side, you are listening to The Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580. Stay right there.
Hey, what's up? It's your girl, BB, and you're listening to me on The Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
You're inside The Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580. Tavis is like George and Wheezy. He's moving on up. Last year, Tavis was number 45 on the Talkers magazine list of the 100 most important radio talk show hosts in America. Wait for it. Wait for it. The 2024 list was recently released, and Tavis has jumped to number 33 on the list of the nation's most important talkers, making him the highest-ranked African-American on the coveted roster. Congratulations to Tavis Smiley from all of us at KBLA Talk 1580. We've got you black.
We're with Bridget, whose husband won't be home for months, and whose daughter is due any day. We're with Mike, who's leaving home to protect his family and yours. We're with all service members and their families who need community, connection, and maybe a bit of magic. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today.
What's wrong?
My travel rewards card didn't earn enough miles for my vacation.
Are you crying? Are you crying because of that other credit card?
Uh-huh.
Well, switch to the Capital One Venture card. Venture lets you redeem miles on any travel purchase.
Really?
Yep, and you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every single day. The Capital One Venture card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent. So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle.
Tide Free and Gentle has no dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on her skin.
If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Free and Gentle. This back-to-school season, Tide and Downy are giving back with $1.5 million in scholarships. Enter to win. No purchase necessary. US/DC 17+. End September 30th. Rules. Tide.com/scholarship/official rules.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. JD Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number Limited Edition Smart Bed. Limited time. For JD Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Giving you your daily dose of entertainment and celebrity news. You're inside the Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
And I am in conversation today with the recent birthday girl, TK Trinidad. Hi to you, TK, and happy belated birthday to you once again. How's it going?
Hey. Thank you. How are you doing?
I am fantastic. I'm tired, but I'm good. You know, we keep it rolling over here.
Part.
Just like
Definitely
you. I know
agree.
you're keeping it rolling. You've got a lot going on. You're back in Los Angeles, right, for the time being. I don't know how long you are.
I'm back for 3 weeks, and
For
then
3
I'll be gone again for a week. Yes.
All right. Well, Raw Squad, let TK know she got to come through the studio at some point in time. We trying to make it happen with you, TK. We got to sit across from each other because that's when it's at its best. That's when the Raw Report is really at its best. So I'm looking forward to having you in studio for sure.
Let's do it.
We'll definitely do it. Let me get your thoughts on this, though, TK. Lunch, come on. I mean, are you one of those people who are like, let it end at 10:30 or breakfast? You want breakfast to end at 10:30 because you're ready to start lunch? Or do you say, like the rest of us who like to wake up late and go to a fast food spot and get breakfast until noon? Should these fast food restaurants sell breakfast until noon?
Okay, well, I'm going to give you my take and then, the politically correct. My take is that breakfast at a fast food spot is not breakfast. It's just trash for breakfast. So therefore, it doesn't really matter. Now, if you want to have real breakfast where you sit down, you have some eggs, pancakes, stuff like that, at like a restaurant, then yes, I think it should be like at noon. But that trash stuff, wherever, you shouldn't even be eating it anyway.
Ooh-wee, she is getting all of y'all together. Personally, I'm speaking from, first of all, I will eat a nice egg and cheese biscuit every once in a while from Chick-fil-A. I'm going in, all right, with the hash browns, with the ketchup on the side and the orange juice. It's going down at Chick-fil-A. But not too many other places. I will get an oatmeal, a brown sugar oatmeal from McDonald's occasionally. I don't really eat McDonald's, but I will get the oatmeal. But she's calling y'all out, Andy. She said, boom, it's trash. Boom. Okay, he don't look so happy about it. All right. Most people probably not happy about that answer, but I hear you. And I think we all, for the most part, we know that. And most people don't rely on the breakfast at some of these fast food places. It's just cool to go get sometimes when you're hungry and you are in the mood. But you're saying, yes, if that is the case and you do want some nice junk food for the moment, extend it till noon, right?
Yeah, I'm not judging. Just, it's your stomach, it's your life. But,
It's your stomach, but you put that trash in your stomach. It's not going in my stomach. I hear you. I definitely hear you. Let's go ahead and jump right into this conversation about the Fugees. Listen, just days before they were supposed to go on tour, they abruptly canceled their tour. And I'm hearing that they tried to quietly cancel the tour. But how do you quietly cancel the tour when people have already purchased tickets? People are saying on social media, this is according to the Jasmine brand, they said, someone said it's so disheartening being a fan of Lauryn Hill. Notice they just single out Lauryn Hill. They say nothing about the other members. He said last October, an hour before the show in Dallas, it was canceled with no warning. I tried again this run, even when everyone clowned me, saying I was foolish for trying. Canceled again. I love Lauryn, man, but basically, you got to do better. Somebody else says, I bought Lauryn Hill tickets, and about 15 minutes later, she canceled her tour. God is pointing at me and laughing. Somebody says, listen, I can't make it up. Every time I buy Lauryn Hill tickets, she cancels. So it seems to be that Lauryn is catching all the heat. Lauryn, everybody's coming for Lauryn. And I understand she's built up sort of a reputation for two things, cancellations and her tardiness. Lauryn is known to be late 2 to 3 hours for her concerts. Rightfully so, that they're, kind of they're gearing their ire at Lauryn, or do you feel like it should be a little bit more fairly placed in their disappointment?
Well, I have seen Lauryn Hill, I believe, between 5 and 6 times. She's progressively got more on time, with each available show. I am a fan of Lauryn Hill, and I've been the recipient of canceled tickets before. However, I don't believe it's just her. I mean, there's 3 people that make it up, and I think the reason why people are targeting her is that, for those who don't know, Lauryn typically tours the same time every year for at least 6 to 7 years before the pandemic, and then she took a break after the pandemic, and I think she started the year after that. So she's been consistent. Like, if you look at her LA tour dates for the last 10 years, it's been around October. So because she is the most consistent person who tours, and if you feel she canceled tickets, you're going to notice that, and you're going to blame the person who is on the road more, because therefore this is the person who is booking the venues and all this other stuff. So I can see why that would be the issue, but it takes 3 people times 3 people's teams and on venues, etc., to tango. So I wouldn't, and again, I'm biased, because no matter what, every time I went, it's been a different performance, and she literally only technically has 1.5. That Unplugged album's, kind of a 50-50. But, she only toured on that album, and it's always, every time I've been, it's always been sold out. So I can see why people blame her, but there's more to that. And she's also released something on social media saying it had something to do with, I think Europe and somebody else is going to have the tour that has something to do with her health or something to that effect. But it is what it is. Again, I'm biased, because when she comes back again, I'm still going to go and watch it. I do want to see the Fugees perform together. I didn't think it was going to happen in my lifetime. I just thought there was just too much bad blood all around. So I'm still, holding up hope to see it. But either way, I'm still going to support Lauryn.
Yeah, I hear you. And I love Lauryn. I recently said on my social media that I want to interview Lauryn. I would love to interview her and even touch base on that, sort of the backlash that she gets for, canceling her tours or showing up late. And what's the reason behind that? Is that, we've been talking about entitlement. Is that a sense of entitlement? The fact that I feel like I can, certain people feel like they have a status that says, you guys will wait for me. I need to, before I could even take the stage, I have to be in a certain mood. There has to be a certain aura, the set, the mood has to be set before I'm able to go out and give you my best. And on one hand, I hear that. I agree with that, because you and I both know, as we've done plenty of interviews with people. I just had an interview today where it was such a long day. I was so tired and things were going on in the background that I stopped and I prayed before my interview, because I'm like, I need to calm my mind. I need to calm everything around me. So the mood has to be right for me to even show up as my best and get the best from this interview. So I do understand that to some degree. But when you think about the hundreds or thousands of people who are paying their money to have this one-time experience with you, you as an artist, you're going to go on and on and on, and you're going to tour, and you are hopefully going to be in a better mood or set a better mood next time. But for these people who are waiting for you, hours for you in the audience, this is their one time that they're hoping to get a great experience with you. So I think that you have to take that into account as well. And unfortunately, just from what I understand, I don't know all the things. I know that she was injured at one point. She had to reschedule. But just from some of from all the different stories that I've heard, it seems to be consistently the case with Lauryn Hill, and that kind of is a little bit disappointing. But I will say this, though. As you mentioned, there are 3 members to this group. Only 2 members have things going on right now, negative press. As you all know, I've talked about this before when it actually happened last year. Praz, the member Praz, there's Wyclef Jean, Lauryn Hill, and there's Praz. Praz is awaiting sentencing. This is after being convicted on conspiracy charges last year, and he's facing up to 20 years in prison. Could that have something to do with this this cancellation? I don't know. You let me know. What are your thoughts on the TK?
Yeah, I was actually wondering about that because I know he got convicted, and I was like, what did they pay somebody? Like, I mean, like, did they settle or something? So that is the interesting part. I don't think so, but again, that has to do with the team, right? Like the team, if him performing wasn't going to happen based off of his conviction, then that's probably the first thing the team should have checked out before they made all the plans. And I don't know the team. I'm just going off of just the feeling. I feel like the team, based off of, because he hasn't been very active, probably didn't do their due diligence, and that might be a problem. So, you know, there is that.
I hear that. Brother Alfonso says, Robin, Lauryn Hill is the common denominator with show problems similar to Anita Baker. Well, we know Anita Baker has had some reputation issues with her cancellations / her beefs, her public beefs with other artists and being late in all of those things as well. Lavelle says, nah, Praz and Wyclef ain't do nothing wrong. He ain't trying to place the blame on anybody else either but Lauryn Hill. Reggie White says, I'm disappointed. I'm just glad because I thought Praz was in prison. Well, he very well could be. We will continue this conversation. What this means for their legacy. Again, I said I think that they're a part of this conversation. What does this mean for them? We'll talk about that on the other side, of course, and we'll still get to this Kanye conversation. What was he drinking on? We'll talk about that and more. Right now, though, we've got news, traffic, and sports. You're listening to The Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580. Stay there.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on? It's your girl, Takara Williams, here with Robin Ayers on The Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580. If you ain't here, baby, hurry up.
More of The Raw Report with Robin Ayers when we come forward.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. The Harris campaign has yet to respond as popular Black Twitch streamer Kai Cenat claims he's getting calls about a potential collaboration. The internet sensation from New York City claims the Secret Service has reached out to him several times about getting the vice president on his live stream. He streams out of a U-Haul from an undisclosed location in Manhattan, but admitted to his nearly 13 million followers that he knows nothing about politics and is not really interested in the matter. A member of the so-called squad lost her Democratic seat in Tuesday's primaries. Black Missouri progressive Cori Bush lost her House seat against her Democratic challenger, St. Louis County prosecutor Wesley Bell. The race has highlighted divides in the Democratic Party over the Israel-Hamas war, as Bush has taken a strong stance against Israel's military campaign in Gaza. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
Enjoy your night and be safe. In Hawthorne, an accident involving a downed motorcyclist is on the right shoulder of the 105 West before Prairie Avenue, and slowing continues from Crenshaw Boulevard. Also, a downed motorcyclist-involved accident blocks 3 left lanes of downtown's 10 East at Maple Avenue, Los Angeles Street interchange. Stop traffic continues from 20th over 2 hours. In Sunland, an hit-and-run accident is causing minor delays on the right shoulder of the 210 East before Sunland Boulevard. East LA has a stalled vehicle on the right shoulder to the connector of the 60 East to the 710 South. Backup continues to run heavy from Downey Road.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. At Blindster, we offer custom-made faux wood and real wood blinds and shutters, cellular shades, Roman shades, bamboo shades, exterior shades, and more, all at factory direct prices. Don't pay too much for new blinds. Go to Blindster.com.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Chargers coach Jim Harbaugh continues to be a target of the NCAA. Wednesday morning, the NCAA penalized Harbaugh with a 4-year show cause order for recruiting violations when he was at the University of Michigan. Harbaugh denied any wrongdoing wrongdoing during his press conference on Tuesday. The penalty means Harbaugh cannot coach in the NCAA until 2028 if he wants to go back to college. Harbaugh has a 5-year deal with the Chargers worth $80 million. Former NBA great Charles Barkley has changed his mind about retiring from broadcasting. Barkley had announced that the upcoming NBA season on TNT would be his last. Barkley is hopeful that TNT can continue its association with the NBA. The NBA has a new broadcast deal that does not include TNT for the first time in 35 years. TNT is suing the NBA to remain part of the broadcast package. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
Follow the leader. KBLA Talk 1580. Follow the leader. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at KBLA 1580. Follow the leader. Are you ready? The station leading the way with exclusive interviews. Follow the leader. Stimulating conversation and intellectual discourse that empowers, enlightens, and informs. Follow the leader. Follow the leader at KBLA 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Keep following the leader.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
Hello, KBLA listeners. This is Senator Steve Bradford, and I'm inviting you to the 21st Annual Gardena Jazz Festival, Sunday, August 25th at Raleigh Park. And this year's lineup will be amazing, opening up with Fernando Pullum Youth Orchestra. The Inner City Youth Orchestra Jazz Ensemble under the direction of Chuck Dickerson will be cooking with biscuits and gravy. The amazing saxophonist Mindy A. Bear, 8-time Grammy Award-winning a cappella group Take 6, the always soulful Mesa, and the grown and sexy Will Downey Jr. You won't want to miss it. Tickets are on sale. General admission is $30. Box seating is $75. And unfortunately, our reserved seating is all sold out. So for ticket information, you want to go to GardenaJazzFestival.com/tickets. That's GardenaJazzFestival.com/tickets. Or call 310-217-9537. Look forward to seeing you for a day of fun, music, and family on August 25th for the 21st Annual Gardena Jazz Festival. And remember, well, alcohol-free, smoke-free environment. See you soon.
Getting connected has never been easier. Get free Wi-Fi at all LA County library locations, inside the library and outside in the parking lots. Visit your local library and get connected today.
If you say you care about the community, you have to also care about the climate. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we've got your black. KBLA Talk 1580 invites you to join us for a book party celebrating The Covenant with Black America 20 years later. Almost 2 decades ago, the Covenant book, compiled and edited by Tavis Smiley, climbed to #1 on the New York Times bestsellers list and stayed there for weeks. The first book by a black-owned publisher to achieve such a feat. The urgency of the issues that matter most to black fellow citizens has only intensified, especially in this critical election year. On Wednesday evening, August 14th, 6 to 9 p.m., come meet Tavis Smiley alongside Covenant contributors including Cornel West, Connie Rice, Mark Ridley Thomas, Elisa Orduna, Tyrone Howard, and Melina Abdullah as they sign copies of The Covenant with Black America 20 years later. You can purchase your books on site and get them autographed. That's Wednesday evening, August 14th, 6 to 9 p.m. in the city of Los Angeles. Admission is free, but you must register at KBLA1580.com. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black. Keeping you informed about what's really going on. Who's got next? And what not to miss in entertainment. You're listening to The Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
The Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580. That's my jam, by the way. I wanted to let that rock out. Andy he don't miss, y'all. I keep telling y'all that every day. Andy don't miss. Yes. Well, welcome inside the Raw Report. If you are just joining us, welcome into the second half of this conversation. We are on the line with TK Trinidad. It was her birthday yesterday. You didn't even tell me how you had a good time. You didn't even tell me that you enjoyed your birthday, TK.
I mean, I enjoyed it immensely. Shout out to surprises. I was taken to Tennessee in the backwoods of country. I appreciate Tennessee even more. Tennessee was not on my bucket list ever.
Wow.
But there's some beautiful things outside in, the outskirts and the small towns and states of America. So shout out to them.
Well, you deserve that. You deserve to have a wonderful birthday. I'm glad that you did. But we are talking about this cancellation tour of the Fugees. I'm asking you guys right now inside of our YouTube, who's to blame for this? Now, I know in the chat, y'all are talking about Lauryn, and commonly that's talked about amongst all the commenters out there, all the fans, people who are they want to blame Lauryn. They want to blame Lauryn. That's the thing about it. We don't know what exactly happened. But like you said, there are 3 people in this group, and there are, maybe we should place the blame on all of them. We don't know. But I'm asking you guys right now inside of our YouTube chat, who do you blame for the cancellation of this tour? Right now, y'all said, well, we don't even know what happened. I hear you on that. As a matter of fact, though, just to let you guys know, 100% of you agree. We need to go ahead and extend that breakfast time. All right. So who's going to make the call? Who's calling corporate? All right. We'll leave that up to y'all, Raw Squad. So listen, we were talking about Lauryn Hill and the blame that she's been getting. We're talking about Pras and the fact that he is awaiting sentencing next year, as a matter of fact, after his conviction. What does this do? Is this a stain on the group? Should the group, you know how they talk about, TK, like we should leave classic shows, classic movies, we should leave them alone. Should we leave classic groups like this alone? Some people can pull it off and create a great experience for their fans. Other times like this, could this just create a stain for the group and, kind of bring it down a little bit?
I feel like if they ever were to get it together for us here in America, the performance would be amazing. I one year got the trifecta, meaning I saw Lauryn Hill in concert. I randomly saw Wyclef in concert in Ontario at this random, it was one of the best performances ever. And then I also saw Pras release a documentary and then did a little. So I saw all of them in 1 year. And as far as charisma, they all had it. Now, mind you, this was before the pandemic, so, time and all that stuff. But I feel like if they ever were to come together, it'd be one of the most amazing performances because they're all so talented.
Yeah.
Not talented where they have, the background dancers and all, but they're just all so talented. Like Wyclef is definitely underrated. He can do amazing things with the guitar. He has a crazy catalog. So I think the performance would be amazing if they can ever get it together.
Yeah, I hear that.
I didn't think I was going to see it in my lifetime. And we might not. So, yeah.
We may not. You're right about that, especially if Pras does some jail time. He's facing 20 years. We don't know if that's what he'll get. But if he does, get some jail time, unfortunately for the Fugees fans, they're probably not going to experience that together because even after he does jail time, who's to tell that they're going to be still touring, individually? The one person I know who has still, maintained somewhat of a good name and is still doing some great things is Wyclef. Wyclef Jean is still out there doing his thing with no stains, no smut on his name, like Nipsey would say. But we'll see. We'll see if there are any changes with this tour. I know a lot of people are highly disappointed in the group right now, and they don't want the refund, they want the experience. But we'll keep our eye out on what happens with this tour and see if they'll make a comeback of some sort. But let's go ahead and get into this Kanye West. Kanye is back. He's back, and what I mean is he's not gone away. He was still in the headlines, especially pertaining to him and his wife Bianca just for different things. They'd be walking somewhere and she'd be wearing a skimpy outfit. And recently I read a headline where they said that he's controlling everything she eats, everything she wears, so there's that narrative as well. Who knows what the truth is? I hope they're in a healthy relationship. And that's what I could hope for. But he's back on social media, and this time he's back with an interview with the Candace Owens, who we talk about a lot on this show for some of the outrageous things that she says. She actually had another conversation with Ray J, and they're talking about transgender and how she says transgender people should accept that mental health is that they have a mental health issue, a mental disorder. She's outrageous in a lot of the things that she says. But anyway, this is not about Candace. This is about Kanye. He admitted to drinking Hennessy when he was going on his whole anti-Semitic rant. Let's take a listen to what he says about drinking and Hennessy and what it does to people when they drink. Let's take a listen.
I definitely was drinking when I put up the DEFCON tree. I definitely, I had, who's I want to say alcohol I had inside me, but I don't know. Hennessy.
Wow, it's interesting.
Hennessy. It turns us gray. And literally the demons
just come in. Yeah, no, I was fascinated when I learned the history of that. And it's literally because when you drink, you become a different person. It's almost literally like a spirit has taken over you. That's why they call them spirits. Did you know that? That's why they call them spirits.
Yes, absolutely.
That's crazy. How come we didn't put that information out earlier that you were drinking? Nobody asked.
Well, no, because I didn't want to discredit.
Oh, here we go. They'll be like, oh, now every time he tweets, he's drunk,
Yeah. Because it keeps on taking away the fact of what I was saying or what I was about to do. And also sometimes the truth comes through because it's another way to discredit, right?
Well, they talk about spirits and the fact that now that's something I did not necessarily put together the way that maybe it's a thing that's out there. Maybe I'm also not a huge drinker like that and a Hennessy and spirits drinker or anything like that. But that's something that I learned listening to that very short conversation that spirits really, it's that spirits kind of take over you when you drink. Now, the question really is, TK, before we get into anything else, do you think, I'm asking this to the YouTube audience as well, do you think that spirits took over Kanye when he was tweeting his anti-Semitic rants?
I mean, yeah, you could say that, but at the end of the day, if the spirit's within you or if spirit gets attached to you, the common denominator is you. So yes, you can blame it on the spirit, but then you decided to drink the Hennessy. And then, so it's kind of like you can blame it on the spirit, but then you decided to drink the Hennessy, and therefore that came out. And you didn't bother to tweet about it or say anything after the fact. So, I guess applause to you for taking ownership, but then don't go late. And I realized that this interview was apparently recorded earlier and was released later. But, it's kind of like when folks in the church blame it on the devil. The devil made me do it. I'm like, okay. But, there still has to be some ownership to that.
I'm curious, though, because Candace had that same question. Why didn't you say that you were drinking at the time? This, in case anybody is wondering, this is back in 2022 when he went on an entire rant. But the DEFCON tweet that he was talking about specifically in this conversation with Candace, he tweeted, "I'm a bit sleepy tonight, but when I wake up, I'm going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. The funny thing is, I actually can't be anti-Semitic because black people are actually Jew. Also, you guys have toyed with me and tried to blackball anyone who opposes your agenda." That's just one of the things that he had written. He had gone on and on and on and posted a swastika and all different kinds of things. And so he immediately came under fire. He was they took down his Twitter, I believe it was Twitter, and they really tried to silence him. And all of the partners, all of the brands that he had partnered with, they began to sort of dissociate with Kanye. He lost a ton. He lost, I think it was his big Adidas deal. He lost a lot of partnerships and money with that instantly. He lost a lot of money from the rant that he had gone on. But that is a really valid question, TK. Why wouldn't he, if that is true, and not to say that would sort of absolve him from any wrongdoing, but if that is in fact true, that has any sort of influence on him writing these tweets, why wouldn't he say that in advance? Or is this just a reason to try to make a comeback and blame it on something?
I mean, I don't think he was trying to use it as an excuse. I feel like that interview, he was just being open and honest in the Kanye way. But I don't think he was using it as a scapegoat. One thing we can say for sure, as far as I know, he hasn't backpedaled in any of the semi-crazy stuff that he said. And sometimes we have people who make these, outlandish remarks, and then they say they're sorry for something when they don't really mean it.
Well,
so no, I think he just said, this is what happened. But
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, TK. I'm not sure. I hear exactly what you're saying. I'm not, I'm going to hold my thoughts because I got to keep you on the line. I want to keep you on the line so we can continue this conversation on the other side. But I feel differently about Kanye. I don't think that he would, that he has he's not humble enough. He doesn't have the humility to admit that he was wrong and put forth an apology or walk back a statement. I think he actually would be someone who would blame it on something, and that's his way to try to get back in. We'll see. We'll talk about it on the other side. Stay right there. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, I'm Damian Young. I'm chilling with Robin on the Raw Report.
You're inside the Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent. So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle.
Tide Free and Gentle has no dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on her skin.
If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Free and Gentle. This back-to-school season, Tide and Downy are giving back with $1.5 million in scholarships. Enter to win. No purchase necessary. US/DC 17+. End September 30th. Rules. Tide.com/scholarship/official rules.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
To help combat climate change, LADWP is helping neighborhoods have better access to electric vehicles by awarding nearly $130 million in EV rebates to customers just like you. From big savings on used EVs to building new charging plazas, LADWP is charging ahead to help all Angelinos experience the benefits of EVs. Get rebates of up to $4,000 for a used EV and $1,750 for a charger. Learn more at ladwp.com/EV. That's ladwp.com/EV.
Looks like Bobby needs a ride again.
Grab the keys. Let's take our auntie to the swap meet. Grab the keys.
Whether you're giving rides or hauling gear, do it all in a Chevy SUV. Head to your local Chevy dealer, where well-qualified buyers get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Malibu, Colorado, Blazer, Equinox, Trailblazer, and Traverse limited models. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
1.9% APR for 36 months. Monthly payment is $2,860 for every $1,000 you finance. Example down payment 15.8% must finance with GM Financial. Some customers may not qualify. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 7/1/24.
Hey, LA residents, it's planting season and the perfect time to get shade trees growing around your home. LADWP and City Plants are giving every resident up to 7 free trees. That's right, 7 free trees delivered right to your door. Trees are great for the environment, help improve air quality, and can help you save on your bill when you use less air conditioning to stay cool indoors. Learn more at ladwp.com/free trees. That's ladwp.com/free trees.
Substance use disorder and addiction is so isolating.
And so as a Black woman in recovery, hope must be loud. It grows louder when you ask for help and you're vulnerable. It is the thread that lets you know that no matter what happens, you will be okay.
When we learn the power of hope, recovery is possible. Find out how at startwithhope.com. Brought to you by the National Council for Mental Wellbeing, Shatterproof, and the Ad Council.
Giving you your daily dose of entertainment and celebrity news. You're inside the Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
TK, as I just wrote inside of our YouTube chat, I stand corrected. Kanye actually did apologize. He did apologize. Let me read a little bit of his statement just so that we're all clear. He said, a rough translation says, I sincerely apologize to the Jewish community for any unintended outbursts caused by my words or actions. It was not my intention to hurt or demean, and I deeply regret any pain I may have caused. He goes on to say some other things. This is just a couple of months after he posted, and he not only posted, but he doubled down on the things that he did say. But I think because it caused so much, number one, controversy, it caused so much loss in money and all of these different things. I think that's one of the reasons that he apologized. Not to say that it wasn't sincere, because I think that when he's not on his medication, he has already admitted to this. He has to take medication for his bipolar disorder. And when he's not on his medication, I think that he can say some things that, he means or not. I don't know how it comes out for him. But I guess the question that I have is this. Him still saying, that he has, that he was drinking Hennessy and placing. You say that it was an honest conversation. He was just being candid, saying that this is what actually happened. I was drinking when I tweeted that. Whereas my question is, it sounds more like he's trying to place blame. I don't know that he has actually recovered from even the apology to the Jewish community. I don't know that because for me, the apology doesn't stand out. Clearly, it doesn't stand out for me. What really stands out for me, and probably a lot of other people, is that he said it in the first place. So you still, for you, do you feel like, you've already stated that you don't feel like this was a way to place blame, but do you think that he can come close to recovering what he lost in all of that a couple of years ago?
I don't think he'll come close to it, because I feel like he's on the decline of his career. But will there be a resurgence with, another album if it's, not, it's different to what he's been making on the genius level of what he first started off with when he first started recording? Yes, I definitely think if there's something that he comes out with artistically that a lot of people and taps into them, I feel like he's going to recover, and that's like in the next couple of years, because that's typically what happens if you have a good, you have a downfall, and it doesn't have to do with anything, with children and all this other stuff. And even that's questionable. But, there might be an uptake in his career if he comes out with a really artistic project, which is possible for him.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's possible. I know he dropped his album, his recent album, Vultures. I know he was coming out with another one, I guess maybe part 2, Vultures 2. And I don't know what happened with that. I thought it was going to come out Friday. Andy, do you know if that part 2 came out? I don't know. But again, I mean, he dropped something, and it used to be that was the first thing that everybody got. It had everybody trending his name on social media. He doesn't get that anymore. So to your point, I do think that he's on the downside of his career, unless he does something brilliant and maybe even unexpected. And that porn thing he tried to do was not it. Yay. That's not it, fam. That's not what we're talking about, trying to do something unexpected. But why, real quick, on a different kind of note, why do you think it's so hard for people once they've hit the peak of their success in their career? Why do you think it's hard for people to continue to try to chase after that moment again and not necessarily let that live? Do you think that most people feel like, I've done it once, I can do it again? Or maybe some people feel like that wasn't even my highest peak. What do you think about that?
I think it has to do with not necessarily drive, but experiences. I mean, if you look at any of the great comedians when they hit their stride, or even in particularly, with rap, it's usually talking about the struggle. And then you no longer struggle. You get a little bit heavier because you're eating, you're not eating fast food breakfast. You're eating, restaurant breakfast. The struggle is not as, struggly.
Yeah.
And it's harder to tap into things. So I don't think you're always going to have the drive to be creative if you're a creative person, but it's also finding what resonates with you and finding what makes you creative. And
that's true.
You not witnessing roaches in the cereal, that's a Wu-Tang reference, and you're now having the chef, serve you breakfast. It's a little different. So where the struggle kind of makes us genius, and that's where we have when we lose. Look at Eminem. Although I haven't listened to his latest album, so I'm curious to hear what that sounds like.
Yeah.
But look at the stuff that he was making back in the day, even the movie that he made, and then now he's coasting. And
he's coasting. He's a multimillionaire. Listen, we will have this conversation about Eminem very soon because you brought up a good point, and this is something that he himself has admitted to struggling with, this dichotomy, the old, the new, the struggle, the coasting, as you put it. We got to talk about that at some point very soon. But I will say this, Lavelle, he said, if it was basically the college dropout, if that made a return, yes. The new artistic stuff, no. I wish Kanye went back simple again and just, kept it just really cool and refreshing. I would really enjoy that, Kanye. TK, I really enjoyed this conversation with you today. Please let everybody know where they can find you online.
You can find me on everything, everywhere at TK Trinidad.
Enjoy the rest of your night. I'm looking forward to the next conversation in the studio.
For sure. I have it in my calendar.
There it is. There it is. Thank you so much. Enjoy your night. You guys, this was a great show. I appreciate you. Thanks for hanging in there with me, too, because I know I'm tired. But, we made it through, y'all. We made it through. It's a great show. I appreciate you guys showing up and showing out inside of our YouTube chat. You already know who's up next is Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. My name is Robin Ayers, and remember, today and every day forward, be a blessing.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. 4 people are being charged in connection to the death of Devontae Mitchell, a black man who died outside of a Wisconsin hotel. Back in June, Mitchell was restrained and pinned to the ground by 4 security guards outside of a Hyatt Regency hotel in Milwaukee. The medical examiner's office says Mitchell died from restraint asphyxia and declared his death a homicide.